Good morning.
Good morning.
Can't see you back there. I came up the stairs this morning. I could hear instruments playing and poked my head in, and Shunya was helping coordinate and do some training on instruments, and I just it felt awfully good. My heart kind of leaped in my chest. And I also noticed, thank you, and I also noticed that the cushions had been pushed closer together for the first time in a year. And I was joyful in seeing that as well. Another indication that we've approached or have hit a tipping point, that we're not being careless, and yet we're accepting that things are not as risky as they were at one point. So that was a nice way for me to start my day at the Zendo. It was really nice. And coming over, I had been thinking last night and this morning what I might want to say today, and I had a fairly elaborate epistemological
Discourse.
I had a fairly elaborate epistemological idea I wanted to share on codependent origination and the origin of the Dharma and so on and so on. And then I came up the steps and I saw these lovely things, and I saw this, which I'm guessing is a Caden.
No.
It's just a guess. Nobody told me, but I'm guessing, which changed my thinking. This, if you didn't see it, is a... Well, maybe you could just explain it, Caden, because I'm correct, right? This is your doing?
Yes. So, I was actually talking with Mickey a while back. I realized that, not everyone's following on Facebook, or not everyone wants to, and maybe not everyone is looking at the Hollow Bones website very often. And I thought it would be nice for people to be aware of the different offerings that are still available even during this time of when we're still trying to be cautious about things. So I thought it would be nice for people to know that there are events and things that are available.
Thank you for doing that. And you can go to hollowbones.org if you want and find everything in the world. And there's been you did a training on death and dying.
Mm-hmm.
There's been teacher training around Mondo. I don't know what else is around the Sutra book. There's been a number of things in the last year, in part because we're separated geographically. We have people in this group in the Hollow Bones organization in Europe, in Mexico, and other parts of the world that obviously can't get together as we do. And most of the sanghas, or maybe all of the American sanghas, are all virtual now. I think we might be the only live and in-person sangha. So it's harder I judge, it's harder to communicate these sorts of things or to participate in these sorts of things. And the administrator of the organization, Ikai, has done a really good job, along with, I think, Pittner and a few others. So there's lots going on, and if you want to know more about the bigger picture of Hollow Bones, this is one very appreciated tool. And also go on hollowbones.org. There's a lot of good information there. Did you get your annual report this week? No. I couldn't get the bag open. Purple thing. So a reminder to take a look here or online or both, and as a reminder that we are a part of a larger organization that has just exploded in the last few years. I had lunch yesterday with George and Carrie, and they're getting set to move out to Portland, Oregon, and they were talking about how my brain a little bit on how they might connect with Zen groups out there, or maybe George might want to start his own group, and that was very exciting because we don't have a presence out in the Northwest. We've got a group in Colorado and several in California, but nothing that far north. So look what we've done. Look what we've done. And we're not done yet. We just keep inviting. Inviting. Thank you for that. We set that up.
I didn't miss it.
And those, I think you've probably all heard me comment on that. This is the original group. This is the original Hollow Bones Sangha. Somewhere around the neighborhood of 25 to 30 years ago we started. And this is our third formal location. And it's not our last. And many people have come and gone. Many people have come and gone, and some people have stayed, and other people have gotten what they wanted out of this experience and moved on, or just moved on because of their life experience. And I fully anticipate that this will be here for the rest of my life. So I invite you all to stay with, to be here as I age out, as we age out, and bring your friends, invite people from whatever communities you have to come and sit with us. This is it. This is it. Read all the books you can. Watch all the videos you can. There's tons of videos on YouTube. Millions of books. And come and do this. Come and sit. And get to know each other. We've done such a nice job in the last year or two of growing the community and creating emotional intimacy between us, ourselves. And I'm guessing that mostly we don't see each other except here. Most of us, we don't. Well, there's been a new addition. That was good too. You want to say something about that? Hold on.
So we've been getting, well, Stephen and I went last week to the Bourbon Street Bar, which is over on Broadway, kind of in the dingy side of town. But it's just, yeah, a dive. We like a dive. But it's just a simple little bar, but they do fish specials on Fridays, and we've been going, I don't know if we've decided on a specific time, but then this past week, Bimla, Shunya, Stephen's wife Kay, all came, and we just sat, and we were in normal clothes, which was pretty cool. Like, wait, who are you?
Didn't have to sit on the floor either.
Yeah, no, didn't have to sit on the floor. But yeah, so we've just been meeting up on, or well, now it's, I feel like it's going to be a thing now. And also, actually on Thursday, we're talking about going to the Zen Bar after Sangha.
Which is just down the street.
So, get out and do
Leave our robes on for that.
There you go.
We'll walk. We'll create a centipede. Centipede down Walnut Street.
That'll stop traffic.
And this is
Yeah,
part.
so anyone is welcome, obviously.
Yeah, come to the Bourbon Street Bar. It's not dingy. It's old, but it's
The floor moves. And
yeah. The floor moves. It's so close to the old landfill that it was built on an old landfill, like most of the near west side is. That when the weather changes in certain ways, or the river comes and goes, the floor moves. My kind of place. And those things are part of what we say, right? I take refuge in the Sangha. I want to know all of you to the extent that you're willing to share who you are, and I won't tell you anything that you want to know about me, and to have friendships and change phone numbers, and exchange book ideas and exchange different information. That's what Sangha is. If we were in a monastery, we would spend 265 days a year together. That's a lot. And they don't talk to each other.
That's probably why it works.
They work. They sit and they work. They sit and they work. Dharma slaves to maintain the monastery. So I feel very fortunate to be a part of this group, and blessed that you're all here, and that we seem to have hooked these people. There was a period of time where we'd get tourists that would come in periodically, and they'd sit 2 or 3 times and then drift away. But it seems like we got you guys hooked, or you have hooked yourselves. And invite your friends, and also give feedback, as you undoubtedly can tell. Shunya and I kind of run the show, but any feedback on how we do things, any feedback on the feel of the group is welcome. Doesn't have to be public, but any feedback, because this is going to continue to grow. We're going to outgrow this space eventually, as you can tell. The good news is that Power for Change, the company that owns this space, apparently is not going to come back and use it, so we don't have to put things away, except next week we do. So anybody have anything to say?
I have something actually. I was watching a YouTube video of Ido Roshi, Junko's teacher, and he was talking about how there's kind of that risk of Zen becoming intellectualized. That, you know, it's all fine and good that we read all these things, but it's this experience of, you know, coming here and experiencing it for yourself that's truly important. And you know, that's where I have much value for this experience and being able to dive into it with all of you. So
I agree with Ido. His name is spelled E-I-D-O, and there's quite a few YouTube videos of. He's Japanese born, and his English is quite good. You can understand him. He's the founder of the Daibosatsu Monastery you've heard us talk about out in New York, that Shunya and I have been to. It's a magnificent piece of Japan stuck up in the Catskill Mountains. And he was our teacher's teacher. He's quite a colorful character, as is our teacher. As is our teacher. No, not little old me. Jumbo, come closer. Yeah, there's tons of YouTube stuff. You don't have to commit hours and hours. But there's a lot of Alan Watts, a lot of Joan Halifax online, a lot of anyway, there's a lot of good Zen stuff. We don't all have time to read anymore, or maybe the ability to read. Is anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Speaking of Sangha, one of the members of the Sangha has a birthday today.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Who is that?
happens to be Shunya.
Who?
Shunya.
Is she here today?
So I was thinking we could drop egos and sing her happy birthday.
Oh, well, I have to also tell you that we also had an anniversary.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
So in 2010, I attended my first Shishin, which is where I met my venerable teacher. So this week, we have an anniversary of our friendship.
which is how long?
11
years. You have to tell the story.
So
This
the
is
first
at the
Shishin,
Abbey in
This
Decatur.
is at the Abbey, and I only knew from my yoga classes, because Kathleen Kelly is also a Buddhist priest, and she had talked about it, and I went out to the website and I tried to educate myself as much as I could. But as you know, our teacher says to us, it's just organic, it'll just all happen. Lies. So when you get to the Abbey and there is nothing, like there's no list, there's no schedule,
You figured out.
you'll figure it out. You have no clue, you know they're gathering someplace. But, so the woman came out of the office and she said, "Oh, are you here for the retreat?" And I said, "Yes." And she goes, "Well, just pick a room upstairs." So upstairs I go, I get in my stuff and I sit in my room and I follow the rules. And it said, don't bring your phone, don't bring any books, don't do anything, you know. So I'm sitting in my room, da-de-da-de-da-da. All of a sudden, bam, 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 bam. I open the door and there's this guy. You're like, hello. And he says, why aren't you in the Zendo? And I'm thinking, because I don't know where it is. I did not say that because my heart was pounding so hard. And then he just turned and just started walking. So I just ran after him down the stairs. And he goes, sit here. So I sat.
Seemed
And
pretty
I'm
clear to
still
me.
Here. I'm still here. That's the crazy part. So 11 years later.
Bless.
And then I find out the very next day, because it was a Mondo Shashin, that Vimla was my facilitator, and I'm like, oh no!
Who are you?
Not knowing. So that's how we met.
11 years, huh?
11 years. This week.
Yeah. Hard to believe.
It is. Time flies. If there was anything such
I
as
was
time.
so much older then. I'm younger than that now.
So, but
Anybody else have anything to say?
Happy birthday, Shannon.
Oh,
Yes,
well,
happy
okay.
birthday,
And then
Shannon.
I have so right after this, Ricky and I are gonna run to the attic because it's my birthday and this is because I want to do it. Anyone who comes today, I'm buying breakfast. Okay? So, like, so I have to get there early so as you come through I can, put the magic card in. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's very
You know,
kind.
when I change your mind.
That's very kind. Come and do you know where we're going?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows where the attic is? Okay.
But that's very kind of you. So I just wanted to say that. So that's why if you see Ricky and I bailing out, it's because we're going to get ready.
Is he buying?
No, I'm buying, but I need Ricky to help with chairs and make the
Oh,
space.
I see.
So Ricky's going to be my accomplice.
So we disassemble everything.
Disassemble to assemble. Yeah.
Well, please come.
All right,
And
so I
thank you
think
for
Katie
being here
has a
today.
wish, though. Katie would like to sing me happy birthday. So go. I'm going to let you sing me happy birthday. I'm letting
All of
my
us,
ego
not just
fall
me.
in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You can sing me
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shunya. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you.
Happy retirement to you.
Yeah.
How many we want to throw in there?
Yeah. Deeply grateful for all of you. If you only dropped it.
I don't want to see that.
You know,
No, I don't want to see that.
That's